Good afternoon and welcome to the BBC News at 1. The police watchdog, the IPCC, has announced that it's to investigate numerous allegations of corruption at Scotland Yard relating to child sex offences from the 1970s to the 2000s. The inquiry will centre on claims that senior police suppressed evidence of senior establishment figures being involved in paedophile activity. Our Home Affairs correspondent Tom Simons has more.
This is the Dolphin Square apartment complex in Pimlico, central London. Over the decades, home to prominent people in politics, the law, entertainment and business. Police are in the middle of a major investigation into the claim that a paedophile ring abused boys here. This man's told the BBC he was one of them. Last year, he gave detailed evidence about it, evidence police describe as credible. But now there's another allegation, that in the past, police were proactively investigating the abuse of young men here, but stopped because officers got, quotes, too near to prominent people. And that's not the only allegation. Police have been investigating claims of corruption surrounding an inquiry into past abuse here in Lambeth in South London. Last year, the former senior detective Clive Driscoll alleged he was taken off the investigation when the name of a politician came up. The list goes on, all allegations against the Metropolitan Police. And the Deputy Chair of the Independent Police Complaints Commission, Sarah Green, said in a statement, these allegations are of historic, high-level corruption of the most serious nature. Allegations of this nature are of grave concern, and I would like to reassure people of our absolute commitment to ensuring that the investigations are thorough and robust. A key issue for those representing abuse survivors.
It has to be done independently and transparently. They will believe that even this investigation, I suspect, will be yet another cover-up. So it's very difficult to persuade them that everything is being done.
The dark secrets of the past are now spawning a string of modern inquiries. They will take months, possibly years to complete.
Well, Tom is here with me now. Just how significant is this development?
Very. I mean, the whole saga of historical child abuse has two parts to it. Firstly, did the abuse happen? But now, very much the case, was there a cover-up? And if you look at this list that the IPCC has put out today, apart from the ones we've already mentioned, we have paedophiles being convicted, but no action taken against prominent individuals, a politician alleged to have told the police to stop an inquiry into paedophiles, surveillance operations dropped, orders from up high in the Met to stop investigating, even the allegation that police officers themselves abused a boy. It's very, very serious stuff. This will actually be investigated by the Metropolitan Police, but what the IPCC, the watchdog, has announced is that it will be overseeing that, and I understand that will involve setting terms of reference and ensuring that those terms of reference are stuck to.
Tom, thank you very much. Tom Simons.
The Chief Executive Officer of the National Association for People Abused in Childhood, Peter Saunders, who joins us from central London. There have been rumours about this for many years. I mean, are you satisfied that perhaps now, once and for all, people can get to the root of what is true and what is not?
Good afternoon, Tim. Yes, I think potentially the scandal and the uncovering that we hope will follow will actually make the Profumo affair of the 60s look like a picnic in the park, to be honest. I think we're looking at something that is going to be absolutely massive in terms of the revelations that will follow the allegations if investigated properly. And for the first time, you know, in 20 years almost of doing this work, Tim, we've heard numerous allegations and numerous high-profile names, political names coming through the NAPAC helpline, and we did wonder whether it was ever going to see, the truth was ever going to come out. And I think there is a prospect that that may now happen.
And yet, many of these are potentially urban myths, aren't there? And there are some very well-known senior political figures whose names for decades have been in the frame, who've recently come out and just said how impossible this is making their life, because these stories gain traction, and the people who come out and denied it have said, look, they have nothing to answer at all. Do you accept that perhaps it is a smaller issue than perhaps urban myth would suggest?
Oh, I wish it was. I really, really do. We've seen the cover-ups around Cyril Smith. I mean, there was an excellent documentary on a year or two back where the police got very close to arresting that criminal for abuse, and then, you know, the higher powers stepped in and no further action. So an abuser was given the green light to carry on abusing Jimmy Savile. I hate to keep bringing that name up. Doesn't seem to go away. But again, you know, a criminal fated by the politicians of the day, knighted by the Prime Minister of the day, in the face of opposition from advisors that said this was bad news. These people are criminals abusing children. It still went ahead. I wish it was a small issue, Tim. I really do. But I know from my work at NAPAC that it is a massive, massive issue. And there are some very good policemen out there who I know are hoping to get to the bottom of this. And I think it was interesting in your package leading up to this interview that Clyde Driscoll mentioned getting close to a household name, indeed, in a London borough, and then, funnily enough, was removed from the case. This cannot happen in the future. The media have got the spotlight on this disgusting area of society, of child abuse, and at the moment we have a Home Secretary that seems very committed to getting to the root and getting to the truth of these dreadful affairs. I wish it were a small matter and a few urban myths, Tim, but sadly it most certainly isn't.
OK, Peter Saunders, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.